Welcome again to King's Bioproduction Academy. Let's discuss about our paper 3. Not paper 3, sorry, but section B of our essay. On this section, the student should understand the following. When you're selecting this question, don't just check the simple question that you can understand, but the one that you can score the most. The main reason we have divided these questions into some sections, this 4 marks, 16 marks. 5 marks and 15 marks. So you have to check which, at least this one are well spread, because they're just what the same, they're almost of equal marks. So you will select one of the question, either question number 7, this number 7, this number 8. The first one was explain the effects of hypothyroidism in adults. What is hypothyroidism in adults? This is about the swelling of the thyroid gland. It's about the swelling of what? The thyroid what? Gland. And because of what? The goiter. We're speaking about goiter. So we have something called myxoedema. The myxoedema is about the swelling of the thyroid gland, that is goiter, due to the underproduction of thyroid hormone. That is where you get the first mark. The second mark. We are saying the first mark we are getting because of, so you speak about, it's about swelling of the thyroid gland. And because of the swelling, this is due to the underproduction of the thyroid hormone. So because that is the thyroxine, and because of that underproduction, there is reduced production of the thyroxine hormone, which leads to the overworking of the thyroid what? Gland. You get your other mark. From this, in an attempt to produce more of this thyroxine hormone, what happens? It causes the swelling. So we are speaking about what? You are overworking the thyroid gland, and because that overworking, this attempt to produce more of this thyroxine leads to that swelling. It leads to that what? Swelling. So thus further leads to low metabolic rate. Because of that, now this continuous training, it leads to further lower metabolic rate, leading to reduced body temperature or reduced breathing rate, heart rate also, and can cause mental or physical sluggishness. And this will lead to obesity, increased body weight, and retention of body fluids. That is what we are calling oedema. That's the swelling, fit, puffy face. And that was what was giving us. It's 8 marks, but the total mark that you'll be given is how many marks? For you can check the first marking point, the second marking point, the third marking point, the fourth marking point, the fifth marking point is here, the sixth marking point is at this section, the seventh marking point is at this point. Where is the 8th mark? I'm not saying the 8th mark, it's 7 marks, it's 7 marks, it's 7 marks, not 8. So it's about what? 7 marks, but the total maximum mark was to be 4. So we're speaking here about what? It's about the swelling in the thyroid gland. And this thyroid gland, for it to swell, is because we are overworking this thyroid gland. And this thyroid gland is being overworked to produce the what? Thyroxine hormone. It's producing what? Thyroxine what? Hormone. And because of this one, it leads to reduced or low metabolism. And it will have some effect like breathing low, reduced breathing, heartbeat rate increases, causing mental and even physical sluggishness. And the end result now is about obesity. Someone becomes big or increased body weight, and due to the retention of the body fluid, that is what we're calling the oedema, and it's the swelling of the feet, and even what? Puffy face. That was the first 4 marks of our essay. Let's check the section B of number 7. It was about describe process of hearing in human beings. It was about what? Describe hearing process in human beings. That was how many marks? That was 16 marks. This is a process. From the term, describe the process of hearing. It's a procedural question. It's a procedural question. It's a procedural question. Let's discuss how it happens. You have the funnel shaped pinna. This is the pinna. This one is the pinna. Then when it's to the pinna, and they are rolled, it's a funnel shape. You can say it's a funnel shape. And because of this funnel shape pinna, you get your first mark. It will do what? It will collect concentrate, or you speak about directing of the sound waves, you get your second mark. We are speaking about what directing the sound waves, you get your second mark. Into which point the external auditory meatus or canal, you get your third mark. The fourth mark is the sound waves now will strike the eardrum. The sound waves will hit the eardrum. That is the tympanic membrane. You get your fifth mark, causing it to vibrate and transform sound waves into vibrations. You get your seventh mark. I hope you understand what we're speaking about. We're speaking about that funnel shape peni will do what? Concentrate and direct the sound waves into the external auditory meatus. Sound waves will strike that eardrum. We're speaking about eardrum. You know about the role of a drum. When you beat up a drum, what will happen? Now, this eardrum, because it's to vibrate. When you eat it, it will do what? It will vibrate. And because of the vibrations, it transforms that sound waves into vibrations. The vibrations now are the ones that will be transmitted to the ear ossicle. You speak about malleus, incus, and the steps. The ear ossicle are divided to three: malleus, incus, and steps. The ossicles are suspended by muscles called the tensor tympanic and stapes. The muscle prevents excessive vibration, which could damage the inner delicate membrane. We're speaking about what? Those vibrations. We're simply convert the sound waves to vibration, and the vibration can go to the extreme of damaging the ear. So we are speaking, because of that, we have the ear ossicles, and the ear ossicles are divided to three: malleus, incus, and steps, in that order. The ossicles are suspended. These ossicles are suspended. Those three are suspended by muscles, which are called tensor muscle, tympanic, and stapes. So we are speaking about what? Tensor, tympanic, and stapes muscle. This muscle prevent excessive vibrations, which could damage the inner delicate membrane. Delicate membrane of the labyrinth. The ossicles further form now a system of levers. It forms a system of levers that will be eating differently. The system of what? Levers. We speak about what? System of levers that will amplify. The amplification will be done by these steps. The steps are the one that will do amplification. So we speak amplify and transmit what? The vibrations to the over window. That is the fenestra ovalis. The over window vibrations and transmits the vibration fluid to the fluid called perilymph and endolymph. So a fluid called what? Perilymph and endolymph. Perilymph and what? Endolymph. Perilymph and endolymph. From now that point, we're speaking about the perilymph and what? Endolymph. That is the fluid which will be giving us some role like balance. So from that point, the inner ear, that is the coach layer, the fluid conducts vibrations in the coach layer. The vibrations stimulate the sensory cells. That movement, it will disturb those sensory cells, and those sensory cells will generate a nerve impulse, which are transmitted to the brain through the auditory what? Nerves. We're speaking about what? The ears are disturbed, which will generate some what? Nerve impulse. So if they generate the nerve impulse, they transmit to the brain through the auditory what? Nerves. So for interpretation, the intensity of the stimuli transmitted to the brain enables the brain to do what? To interpret the impulse as a sound of specific pitch or loudness. Vibrations are dissipated, then exit released through the round window. Hope you have understood what we have said. We are saying from this one, it's about this peni being what? The role of the peni is to concentrate the sound waves into the middle ear. And this one, from that middle ear, that sound waves will be transmitted to the eardrum. Once in the eardrum, they will do what? Eardrum will vibrate and we get vibrations. We change the sound waves to vibrants. Those vibrations will be transmitted to which point? To the middle ear. And that middle ear is which section? We're speaking about the middle section, which is about what? Ear ossicles, where we have the malleus, stems, and incus. From now that point, we have muscles which are called the tensor tympanic and stapes. Those muscles will prevent if there would be excess vibrations. And this now will amplify, that is the steps will amplify and transmit these vibrations to the oval window. Once in the oval window, it will be transmitted as vibrations to the fluid, which is the perilymph and the endolymph. And this perilymph and the endolymph is the one will disturb the airs in the sensory. We're speaking about what? The sensory airs. And those sensory airs is where we generate what? Some impulses. We're speaking about sensory airs, and within those ones we generate a nerve impulse, and those nerve impulses will be interpreted, and now the intensity and the transmission will be taken to the brain, where it will enable it to interpret the impulse into a sound of a specific pitch, loudness, and they are dissipated and released through the round window to the middle ear. That is the end. It's 22 marks, and you get your maximum 16 marks. Urea. You have urea formation. Urea formation. That is how many marks? 5 marks. It was 5 what? Marks. That is deamination. Urea is formed through what? Deamination process. So urea, how is it formed? This is formed in the liver. And this is where the excess amino acids are deaminated to amino group. It's removed in formula, amino group. The amino group reacts with hydrogen atoms, and these hydrogen atoms forms ammonia. Ammonia is toxic. Ammonia combines with carbon, forms in the ordinary cycle, and we form urea, which is less toxic. So that's very simple. We're just speaking about the deamination process. What is being deaminated? The excess amino acids. And these excess amino acids are the ones that will be deaminated by combining with that combined first by removal of, or deaminated by removal of this amino group. The amino group which now will react with hydrogen atoms and will form ammonia. And we speak ammonia is toxic, and because it's toxic, it has again to enter ornithine circle. It combines with carbon, forms a gas, and we get urea. That is it. And this urea now is less toxic as compared to our ammonia. Let's check about our next question, which is about pathway followed by urea till it's eliminated. We are speaking about, we are eliminating in the liver. That is the urea. We are getting it in the liver. So it has to be taken up to the kidney where it will be eliminated as urine. So this is the pathway that we will take. By this question, some students were disadvantaged. I will still say again, this question disadvantaged many students because the reason this question is not in their KLB textbook. It's not in the Kenya, the KLB textbook. That is wrong. It's only in the revision book. When you check with the principles of biology, it's there. Top much of biology, it's there. But when you check the KLB, it's not there. So let's check about its formed. Urea, we have said it's formed in the elimination process. It's carried to the blood through the hepatic vein. We're speaking what? About the hepatic vein into what? Vena cava, that is the heart. From that point, blood containing this urea enters the heart through the right auricle. Right auricle and right ventricle. It leaves to the heart through the pulmonary artery into the lungs and out of the lungs through the pulmonary vein. Just a direction flow. To the heart left auricle, then from the left auricle, left ventricle, it leaves through the aorta into the kidney via the renal artery. We are speaking about what? The urea formed in the what? Liver, leaves the liver through hepatic vein. From the hepatic vein, it released the blood. It's in the bloodstream already. It will be transported to which point? It's now transported to the heart through the vena cava. From the vena cava, it will enter the heart through the right auricle. We're speaking about what? Right auricle. From the right auricle, it will enter to the right ventricle. It's missing a valve. There should be tricuspid valve. From that now, it leaves the heart through the pulmonary artery, that is through the semilunar valve into the lungs to prevent the blood from blood, and to the lungs through the pulmonary vein, then to the heart through the left auricle, and from the left auricle to the left ventricle through the bicuspid valve. It leads through the aorta into the kidney through semilunar valve. That is via the renal artery to the afferent now arterial. The renal artery is a branch of what? The dorsal aorta. Now from that point, the afferent arterial glomerulus, where the filtration occurs, resulting in the formation of the glomerular filtrate, which will enter the Bowman's capsule, where we form that glomerular filtrate, into the proximal convoluted tubule. It will follow the lobe ovarian, that is the descending phase, then an ascending lobe ovarian, distal convoluted tubule. it will flow and enter the collecting tubule, that is the collecting duct. We are speaking about that collecting proximal, the ascending lobe of vein, distal convoluted tubule enters the collecting tubule, collecting duct in the urine, then into the pelvis, into the ureter, then into the urinary bladder for temporary what storage. Understood? Enters the collecting tubule, collecting duct in the urine, into the pelvis, that is the innermost part of the kidney, into the ureter, from the ureter into the urinary bladder for temporary storage, from where now it exits the body through the urethra as urine. So it's just excreted in form of what? Urine through the urethra when the sphincter muscle relaxes. So this one was 24 months, but maximum is only 15. But even again, this one was the simplified way that you can just do it. You just use a flow chart, a flow direction flow. This the liver, hepatic vein to vena cava, that is to the heart. From the heart, it's keeping some things. Heart, pulmonary artery, lungs, pulmonary vein, heart, aorta, renal artery, kidney, avarent arteriole, glomerulus, Bowman's capsule, proximal convoluted tubule, lobe of vein, distal convoluted tubule, connecting duct, pelvis, ureter, urinary bladder, urethra, emptied as urine. That is the end of our KCSE 2024. It was a very simple paper, so I don't know why students failed. They should have scored well. And with this one, we accept all what well. Thank you very much.